My name is Harry Patch, lieutenant. So they put me on a ship that was going to Alaska within the week, and off we went to Alaska. The ship was the USS Spica. It was a AK-16. It was a large cargo and supply carrying materials between Seattle and Sitka, Kodiak, and Dutch Harbor, where the Navy was building up naval air stations at the time. And they were mostly seaplane bases because they had a lot of PBY squadrons up. So we made a couple of runs, and as we were leaving Kodiak route to Dutch Harbor at early 7 o'clock, December the 7th, I'd been on the mid-watch and hadn't been relieved from the night of the 6th to the Sunday the 7th. Mm-hmm. And I was on watch and copied the message, air raid in Pearl Harbor, this is no drill. And I copied it and turned the volume up and walked across to the captain's cabin and gave it to him, and he looked at it. I don't believe it. I said, believe it, Captain, they said it over and over again. And so we waited a while and then got an escort to go with us to Dutch Harbor, where we unloaded and then came back, and on the way back we came on the inside passage to reduce our risk from any enemy submarines. But then we loaded up and went back and started doing the same thing again. And then in June, we had just left Dutch Harbor, and the Japanese came up and bombed Dutch Harbor twice. And we had just escaped out like we had escaped Pearl Harbor. So then the Japanese came back and occupied Kiska and Attu, and they put a lot of bunks and everything, so we carried troops and material going into assault the Japanese at Kiska and Attu. And it turned out the Japanese snuck out and left Kiska, and they weren't there. And so we went on into Attu, and while we were there, one of the memorable events was a bunch of us were in the harbor at Attu, and we got word on the radar that there were a bunch of Japanese bombers heading our way, and we were trapped in the bay and couldn't get up anchor. But somebody got on the radio and called over to the Army, which was a base of less than 100 miles away, and some Army P-38s came up. They shot down all of the Japanese Betty bombers. They never got away, never got to the horizon. That was a great sight because we were sort of trapped and helpless. We continued that until Attu was secured.